What if I told you that, well, the difference between a stressed or small business owner and a confident, successful seven-figure leader comes down to one skill? And no, it's not working harder, and it's not managing people better. It's not even sales. It's thinking strategically. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to build that skill starting today. If you ever felt stuck in the weeds, constantly putting out fires and wondering why your business feels like a job you just can't quit, this video is for you. And I'm going to give you one shift that high-level business owners and leaders make and how you can start using it this week to lead better, scale faster, and stop feeling overwhelmed. Now, before you click to another video or some other social media, let me say this. I'm not just another business coach. I'm a business owner who started with nothing but a burning desire to grow. And over the years, I've built several businesses and helped leaders in every stage, from aspiring entrepreneurs to nine-figure business owners and CEOs, break through plateaus, lead with clarity, and scale confidently. One thing I know is that most business owners operate in reaction mode. They're solving problems, answering questions, juggling tasks. But successful seven-figure and beyond leaders operate in vision mode. They slow down to think, prioritize, and align. Here's what they understand: that working in the business keeps it alive. Thinking about the business moves it forward. You see, strategic thinking is what helps you see what matters most, delegate with clarity, build a team that doesn't rely on you, make faster, better decisions, and enjoy the business you've built. So I want to give you 3 practical ways to start thinking strategically. But before I do, download my free guide on how successful seven-figure leaders think. It goes through really 11 types of thinking that will change your leadership and will change your life. Just click the link in the description below. So let me give you the 3 practical ways to start thinking strategically. And the first one is this: schedule strategic time. You know, one of the most transformational habits of high-performing leaders isn't just working hard, it's making space to think clearly. Here's the truth: if you're always reacting to the day-to-day, you'll never rise above it. That's why I coach every business owner I work with to block 90 minutes a week as strategic time. No meetings, no emails, no phone calls, no Slack. This is your time to step into your role as the strategic leader, not the firefighter. You see, you can't solve big problems in 5-minute gaps between appointments. And you won't build the future if all your time is spent surviving the present. Great leaders don't wait for clarity, they schedule it. Now you may ask, Scott, what do I do during strategic time? That's a great question. This is not time to fix things. This is a time to think, a time to review and plan, as well as prioritize. You see, you're working on the business, not in it. Now let me give you 3 core questions I want you to ask during this time. The first is this: ask yourself, where are we going? You see, this is about refocus on your vision. Are you still clear on your destination? Has the goal changed? And if so, have you updated your plans? What does success look like in 90 days, in 12 months? If you don't ask this regularly, you're going to drift. Secondly, what are the real bottlenecks? You see, every business has friction, but not every problem is the core problem. So you have to ask yourself, hey, what keeps showing up on my plate every week that shouldn't? Where are decisions getting stuck? What is slowing down the sales, the service, or even scaling? Often, you're going to find what you thought was a people problem is actually, well, it's a process problem. And the third question to ask yourself is, what's one move that changes everything? You know, this is a powerful question I use with clients, and it forces you to stop thinking incrementally and start thinking strategically. And so the questions you need to ask yourself is this: if I could make one change that would remove 5 others, what would it be? Is there a hire or a system or a conversation that would unlock new capacity? You see, this is how breakthroughs happen. Not by doing more, but by doing what matters most. Now here's a tip for you. Make it sacred. Don't treat this like extra time or something you do if you get to it. Put it on your calendar. Give it a name. Visionary time, strategic hour, or vision session. I don't care, but block off this time in your calendar like an important business meeting. because it is. One with yourself, and then protect it. The second practical way to start thinking strategically is use frameworks, not feelings. You know, most business owners and leaders make decisions based on what feels urgent, what's loudest, what's bothering them most, or what they hope will work. But here's the thing, successful leaders don't make knee-jerk decisions based on emotion or guesswork. They use decision-making frameworks that, bring clarity, objectivity, and consistency, especially when the stakes are high. Now, this is why it matters. Your feelings can fluctuate by the hour, but frameworks give you a structured way to make smart decisions, whether you're calm or overwhelmed, confident, or unsure. You see, frameworks help you slow down your thinking so you can speed up your results. Let me give you 3 examples of 3 powerful frameworks you can use. The first one is called the Eisenhower Matrix. Now, the Eisenhower Matrix helps you prioritize based on importance versus urgency. So ask yourself these 3 questions. Is this urgent? Is this important? Or am I just reacting? You see, this helps you stop wasting time on tasks that feel busy but really doesn't move the needle. The second framework is the 80-20 rule, or as most people know, the Pareto principle. Now, it helps you identify where most of your results or problems are really coming from. And so you want to ask yourself, hey, what's the 20% of actions driving 80% of my results? What's the 20% of problems causing 80% of my headaches? Now, what we want to do is cut the noise out and then double down on what really truly matters most. Now, the third example of powerful frameworks that you can use is this: decision filters. Create a short list of personal or business filters to really run decisions through. And some examples of filters may be, hey, does this align with our long-term vision? Will this empower my team or create more dependency on me? Will I regret saying yes to this a month from now? You see, frameworks like this turn reactive choices into strategic ones. The bottom line is this: when you lead by frameworks instead of feelings, you make faster, smarter decisions, avoid emotional burnout, lead your business instead of letting it lead you. This leads us to the third practical way to start thinking strategically, and that is, ask this weekly question. If I hired someone to run my business for me, what would they do differently than I am right now? Why does this question work? Well, this single question is a mindset shift. It forces you to kind of step out of the weeds and look at your business through the eyes of a professional CEO, not just the founder, operator, or chief everything officer. You see, it creates distance between your emotions and the business, and it gives you a fresh, objective lens to evaluate what's working and what's not. You see, when you ask this question weekly, you'll start to uncover blind spots like, am I holding on to tasks I should have delegated months ago? Am I avoiding key conversations with my team or vendors? Am I investing time and money into areas that don't move the business forward? Am I too focused on short-term fixes instead of long-term solutions? You see, it helps you to identify the gap between really how you're currently leading and how a true strategic leader would operate. Now, you may be asking yourself, but Scott, how can I practically use this? Well, first, create a standing appointment with yourself once a week, like just 15 minutes. Name it strategic self-review. Then write the question at the top of a blank page: if I hired a high-performing CEO to replace me, what would they do differently this week? Then let yourself answer honestly. List out about 3 or 5 things and then circle the one that would make the biggest impact, and then commit to that one. Over time, this builds strategic self-awareness, smarter delegation, more focus on growth instead of maintenance, and greater emotional detachment from daily distractions. Now, I want to give you a bonus tip right here, and that is keep a running log of your answers each week. You'll start to see patterns, and those patterns, they'll point directly to your next leadership breakthrough. If you want help thinking like a successful 7-figure leader, I've created something just for you. Download my free guide on how successful 7-figure leaders think. It goes through really 11 types of thinking that will change your leadership and your life. Just click the link in the description below. If you're a business owner or aspiring leader and, well, you're serious about scaling your business, maybe building a confident team and leading with clarity, let's talk. Book a free discovery call using the link in the description. Let's see how we can work together and how I might be able to help you step into being the leader that, well, your business needs. If this video helped you think differently about your role as a leader, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.